That's a big ass fish. That's a monster, Mike. Good job.
And that's why we're obviously outdoorsmen. Welcome back, guys. I am Mike with Obviously Outdoorsman. Thank you for tuning in to the FLT Talk Obviously Outdoorsman podcast. Again, if you are new to this podcast, these videos, this is basically a podcast for people that are up before the sun, on the way to the deer stand, on the way to the lake, and they just want to listen to something on the way there, or the people that are leaving the deer spot lake and they just want to listen to something on the way home to learn something. Maybe they had a bad trip and they want to search up how to hunt the heat. Maybe they had a very hot hunt. You get the idea. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, basically the whole nine. And no matter where you want to find us, we're going to be there posting content. But anyway, on to hunting the heat. We're going to go over 6 ways that could help you hunt the heat and capitalize on a mature buck this season. All right, first off, rain and temp drop. And I have 3 numbers written out because it just happened here in New Jersey. Early season, September. It's ungodly hot. The mosquitoes are carrying us away. All right, it was 90 degrees this Sunday. We had a big rainstorm, dropped to 78 during the rain, and then it dropped to 65 degrees that night. If you see that kind of temp drop and that heat will break, that is key to deer movement. Deer don't want to move in the heat. You don't want to move in the heat. You want to stay inside in the air. Deer can't do that. So if they get a big temp drop during the day, you want to be in the woods. And it worked out for us this Sunday. All right, 90 degrees all day. I still hunted the morning. Didn't see anything. And then that rain was coming through. So I was checking the radar, checking the hourly forecast online. And I saw that the rain was going to break around 5:30. The main red part of that radar was breaking around 5:30. And then it was going to light rain around 6 o'clock. So in that 5:30 to 6 o'clock range, I knew I wanted to be in the woods or at least working my way to the deer stand. And it worked out perfectly. It dropped to 78 and then we get snuck in the woods, and then as soon as that light rain started coming in, that rain started pushing out altogether, them deer started moving like clockwork. All right, they were wet all day, they were hot all day, and then they said, I'm cool now, it's cool outside, I feel more comfortable, and I want to move, I want to go to my food source. And they worked right on in, and we were able to get an buck doe this opening day. Not Sunday, Saturday, we were able to get the opening day doe. But if you see that type of temp drop and rain, normally rain will push out and break a heat wave. Sometimes it makes it muggier afterwards, so just check the hourly forecast, and if you are able to see that temp drop during the day, that is key to be in the woods. If it happens at night and it breaks off at around like 2 a.m., you better believe from 2 a.m. to sunrise, them deer are going to be all over your cell cams. So just keep an eye out for that. All right, moving on to number 2. Time of year is important on hunting the heat because it does vary on some things you want to do. Early season, when it's hot, you want to look for that weather break. All right, as soon as them temperatures start dropping, you want to be in the woods. But during the rut, it could happen at any time. I killed one of my biggest bucks ever, November 1st. It was like 90 degrees. I was hunting in shorts and a t-shirt, and they were all rutted up, and this big, massive 8.5-year-old 8-pointer, New Jersey 8-pointer, 131 inches, pushed this doe right past me at 15 yards, and I was able to make a shot. All right, during the rut, it's unpredictable. So if you could line time of year with the moon phase, you're going to be very successful no matter what the temperature is. All right, I killed that buck November 1st. It was the red moon, and it was perfectly aligned with the rut, and them deer were just active. Compared to the winter, if it's cold, and then you get a nice little heat wave coming through there, it might be more comfortable for you to get out, but them deer might just sit on the side of the hill and soak up the sun all day. So you want to be focusing closer to their bedding areas, maybe a spot and stalk action, or maybe just some deer drives might produce more than trying to sit during a heat wave during the winter. So just plan accordingly on the time of year. Early season, look for them temp drops. During the rut, anything could happen. Try and line it up correctly. And during the winter, either try and stalk up to them because they're going to be soaking in the sun midday, or just hunt that food source where they're going to be leaving them sunny spots on that hill face where they're soaking up the sun all morning, all midday. and then they're working their way down to the food source in the afternoon. So plan accordingly. And again, number 3, the moon phase. Hunting the heat with the moon phase can still pan out. All right, like I said with the rut, it could be super hot, and that moon phase is just right. And when I'm talking the moon phase has an effect on tides. It has an effect on the pull of the earth, everything. The moon changes the earth, so why wouldn't it change the deer's pattern? You ever been driving down a highway and you're seeing a whole bunch of deer on the side of the road right before dark? And some nights you don't see anything, and you're like, why did I see deer now versus then? There's a reason for that, and it's most likely the moon. All right, and the same thing in the woods. If it's the perfect moon, on that red moon, you want to be in the woods hunting. And a great way to do that is through the Moon Guide app. All right, it'll show in your zip code certain days, certain weeks that are the red moon phases. And it will show you where to hunt, whether it's the field edge, the bedding area. It will show you it's at least worth a look into the Moon Guide app. So give that a shot. The moon phase is definitely important on deer movement, and especially with hunting the heat, because you never know what happens when the moon is just right and the weather's just right. All right, down to number 4, shade and water. All right, deer don't have houses to go into to cool off in the AC. Their cooling off is in the woods, in the shade, most likely by water. You ever notice when you're out in a field or you park by your truck and you get out and you're like, damn, it's hot, but then as soon as you walk in the woods in the shade, it'll be 10 degrees cooler. Right? The deer know the same thing. They're not going to be out in open areas where it's hotter. They're going to be most likely by a creek, by a water source where it is the most coolest spot in the woods, and that's where you're going to find them when it is ungodly hot outside. Whether that's early season, mid-season, late season, that's probably where you're going to find them. And to get them when they're by shade and water, your best bet is probably going to be stalking or deer drives. All right? If they're bedded down, they're obviously not moving. So you can either stalk up to them or kick them in the butt and push them to your buddy. 1-on-1 deer drives, 2-on-2 deer drives. All right, I really like doing deer drives with the bow. Some people really do not like doing deer drives with the bow, but to each their own. So stalking or deer drives is a great way to capitalize during a heat wave. All right, and number 6, time of day is another big thing, especially early season and late season. You ever notice that when it's hot out, late summer, early fall, or coming into winter, most of the deer activity is going to be within the first hour of daylight and the last hour of daylight. So time of day is very important. I'm just going to make one more side note here, especially hunting the heat and especially early season. Grab a damn Thermacell. We hunted this weekend, and it was stupid the amount of mosquitoes that were going to carry us away in the woods. We have so many mosquito bites on us because I forgot the Thermacell in the morning, and what I thought was going to be a great hunt in the morning, I forgot the Thermacell. There were 9 million mosquitoes on us, and we only lasted about 40 minutes in the woods because I thought I was going to get malaria. So grab a Thermacell. We hunted the afternoon with the Thermacell and only had like 1 or 2 mosquitoes. It was definitely much more bearable, made a world of a difference, and just get one for you if you don't have one. It's very good for turkey season as well. So that is it, guys, on hunting the heat. If you are enjoying these FLT talks, I'm going to be trying posting as often as I can. I don't want to burn myself out. So I'm going to try and do 3 to 4 a week, and if I'm feeling up to it, every day, planning accordingly around work and everything else. But thank you for tuning in to this FLT Talk, Obviously Outdoorsman podcast. If you are loving this content, drop a like, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, share this with any of your hunting buddies that might need some help in the woods, no matter who it may be, whether it's your mom, your brother, your hunting buddy, your best friend, your dad. Share it. That helps us. It helps the channel out. You have no idea. We need your support. And thank you, guys. Stay stealthy. Happy hunting.